In this video, I want to talk about bad days. I want to talk about days when we are feeling down, when we are second guessing ourselves. I've noticed this especially the case for INFPs and ENFPs. I'm an INFP myself, and I've just went through this kind of period. And you know, for us, it's kind of how a bad moment, a bad news can turn into a bad day, and then easily turn into 2 bad days and 3 bad days, because we try to change our mood, we try to reach a state, we resist so much that negative state. And especially in this nowadays, we with the self-help era, we try to suppress negative feelings. We are told that we can control at all time our mind, and that we can choose the state we are in. So it can be true to an extent, but it can also make things worse. So I just wanted to share with you what I've learned and what I've experienced in dealing with this kind of experience, so I can save you the trouble, because it has been really powerful to discover and to realize what I've been through. So stay tuned, especially if you're an INFP or ENFP, but I think everybody can relate to this kind of experience. But if you want to deal more efficiently with this kind of periods, and just turn it into a productive day instead of a negative spiral that spreads over 2 or 3 days, I think you will find some value in this video. Hey guys, I'm Michael. Welcome on my channel, where I share every week discoveries and my journey of personal development, so that we can live together a more meaningful life, we can improve our lives, and we can overcome our challenges. So if you want to be a part of that, remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified every week when I post a new video. Alright, so as I have said, I've just been through a 3-day period where I was feeling down, because I wanted to, you know, I needed to find a new topic for my YouTube video. And I think it's especially the case for creative people, or if you want to do a creative work, because you know, it's hard to, sometimes it can be hard to get the creative juice flowing. And I think, you know, that if you try to force it, it's getting worse. And unfortunately, that's what I try to do. It started on Monday, and usually I start on Monday. I start to think about the topic, and I usually find my topic on Mondays. But this time it was not the case, and I was just trying to force myself, you know, to figure out what I should do to find a topic. And the more I tried, the less I succeeded, and the more I got frustrated. And then I had thought like, damn, now I'm late, or I need to hurry. So, you know, it's not helping in any way. Instead of, you know, just letting go and doing something else, I was kind of obsessed. And it can be common for INFPs and ENFPs. So I was smart enough to not force it too much, and so I just did something else, but not something productive. And at the end of the day, it was a bad day, because I was even more frustrated. And what self-help has done for me, for example, people like Tony Robbins, it's, you know, all this attitude about you can choose your state, you can 100% control your mind. And it's true to an extent, but it's not always the case, because you cannot be conscious all the time of your thoughts. Sometimes the unconscious behaviors will kick in, and you will find yourself in a down mood. You will encounter some setbacks, and you will not always be able to, you know, be at the top of your game with the maximum energy. And what it does is that it makes bad days even worse, because we feel like we should be able to control ourselves and control our state. And then the minute we start to have these thoughts, we have other thoughts like I'm not sure I can do this, I cannot have my own business, I cannot have a YouTube channel if I'm not even able to find a topic. And so what I've found is very powerful, and what I've found by doing some research, and actually it's all connected, it's switching gears, and what I mean by that is that instead of forcing yourself, instead of wanting to be creative or to have some ideas, because you cannot force something like this, the alternative is to use your other process, which is effectiveness and which is productivity. So instead of focusing on creative tasks and using your intuition, your authenticity, because creative people, we need to feel the inspiration, we need to be in flow, and when it's not happening, it's very hard to force it. So I'm getting a bit lost here, but my point is, instead of having a bad day and spending more time in it, just be aware of it and recognize that you're having a down period, and just choose to do something else instead. Like, okay, I'm not feeling at the top of my game right now, so what can I do to switch and to still make it a productive day? And for us, for INFP and ENFPs, the easy way is to use our inferior function, which is called extroverted thinking, and it's nicknamed effectiveness. So the easiest way to do it is to simply do simple tasks, like doing chores, doing exercise, going for a walk. Maybe use the time to catch up on tax documents. And what will happen is that your primary functions, which is authenticity and exploration, so your feeling and your intuition, which are used to produce creative ideas, will have a rest, and you will use the opposite process instead, which is effectiveness, and do simple tasks. And you will still feel like you have a productive day. And even though you didn't manage to do what you wanted to do, to your big project, like your big creative project, instead of forcing it and turning it into 2 days of intense reflection and second guessing yourself and trying to change your mood with positive thinking, with self-help, instead of doing this and making it worse, you can actually have a kind of bad day, but still make it productive and still catching up on some practical things that you were putting off, and you will start the next day by feeling better and by feeling fresh. So it really has two benefits. The first is to give a rest to your creative mechanism, and the second is not trying to force yourself, but actually use the time that you will know. I think if you're honest, it will be nothing good will come out of it. So use this time to do something else productive instead. So that's what I wanted to share with you, because I think if it can save you from turning a bad maybe 2 hours into a bad 3 days, it can be worth it. So what I just wanted to say is that when you start to feel down, when you have a bad mood, bad health, a bad event, a setback, just accept it, recognize it, and don't try to force it, because all suffering comes from resistance. So use this time instead to be productive, but in simple tasks. You know, get out of your feelings, get out of your intuition, your creativity. Just do simple tasks that requires just basic thinking and just effectiveness. All of this is coming from the research I've been doing, and especially the YouTube channel Dreams Around the World, where he discussed this topic, and also the website Personality Hacker, where I purchased in-depth profile about INFPs, and where they are discussing all these, you know, effectiveness and versus the authenticity and exploration. So it's my take on the subject and my experience. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope you got some value from it. It's kind of a big realization for me, so I wanted to share it with you. So if you liked it, let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, you know what to do, and that's it. So thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.